Did you know this channel is not only about Spanish revision? I am always on the hunt for tools that make revision easier. And today we're going to have a look at one that's powered by AI that claims to help you study faster and smarter. It's called StudyQuick and it's built around two main features. There's an AI chatbot that you can ask questions to on the go, and there are AI powered quizzes to help you test your knowledge. It was originally built as a tool for university students, and you'll see that when you look on the website, but actually it works really well for any stage of learning from secondary school right the way up. All you need to do is input your class resources, for example, a knowledge organizer, and let it do the rest. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of the chatbot, what the quizzes look like for MFL grammar content and some science content, and how it compares to other revision resources like Quizlet. You can trial this website for free, but if you do want to sign up for the paid version, there's an affiliate link in the description, which means that if you sign up via that link, I will get a small commission at no extra cost to you. Let's get into it. This is what you see. And it's really easy to add new courses. So you just go to create new, you would type in, select the semester. This is obviously built for university students, but I think lots of different ages can use it. Target grade, I like that I can set my target grade. I'm obviously going to go for very good. Language, this is helpful, you could upload resources in any of these languages. I can add an exam date, which I think is quite helpful. And then I upload my files through here and I would create my course. So that's really easy then. Just adding a topic would be adding my files. What I like is this little test progress. So I can see here, progress, all these little dots are Spanish GCSE Year 10 Module 5. I can see my scores. I can see my progress from one to the other. So I think this is quite nice because I can easily track my progress, and I can see that here, this is Tuesday, 24th of June. I have said that I have an exam that day. I can see my target. It's just a nice and visual way to track my progress. I just want to show you how it works with the material that I've uploaded. So I've just uploaded a knowledge organizer for Year 10 based on grammar. It has to be uploaded in PDF file, but that is really easy to convert if you have things in different formats already. So it uploads, that's the material. I can write my notes here if I want, but what I want to show you is the handout. So the handout, and actually the first thing I love about the handout is this 4-step quick guide to how to use the study sheets to help you learn. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, they're really sensible suggestions. I like the additional tips as well. To make sure you're studying in a quiet place, that you get enough sleep, healthy diet, etc. So I think really helpful for whatever stage you're at of your learning to have this before we actually use the handout. I never click the do not show this again because I always like to have the reminder. And the handout is just, it is just condensed the information I've given it in my material into a no frills handout that gives me the key information that I need to know. I could edit this if I need to. But the thing that I really want to show you here is the use of StudyBuddy. This little icon at the bottom is a chatbot that I can interact with to help me clarify points on here that I'm not sure about, which I think is a great function of this site. So I'm going to look at it from the point of view of here, the conditional tense. My notes say that there is always the 3 letters RIA at the end of the verb in Spanish, but when it tells me what endings to add, it only says IA. So I'm wondering, where does the R come from? So I've already had this conversation with StudyBuddy, and I just want to talk you through what I learned about this site and the benefits of the StudyBuddy through that conversation. So the first thing was that I had to have, if you scroll through this, several iterations of my question before I got it to a point where I understood the answer. Okay, so the first answer it gave me, I didn't get it at all. And honestly, even as a teacher, I would be struggling. So I'm just telling it, I don't really understand what you mean. Can you explain this in a more simple way? And the second time it came back to me, it still didn't really help. But so I've gone back to it. I still don't understand, where does the R come from? And actually, even though it's not giving me the answer that I need straight away, having to have this conversation is helping my learning and building my understanding, because I'm not having to go back with my specific problem. So I need to be able to tell it what I don't understand, which means I understand my own learning and my own understanding, which is really important. So once I started to be more specific, and it started to give me better answers, I still wasn't quite there. So where does the R come from? Is it the infinitive? So I'm trying to pick up from what it's telling me. It's getting closer to giving me an answer I can understand, and I'm able to go back to it with a little more understanding each time. And eventually, okay, I've got to a point where I think I understand. Now, could you please summarize this in as simple terms as possible? And the summary is great, okay? So what I want to make clear here is that actually how we interact with AI chatbots is really important, and it's a really important skill that either as teachers we need to teach our students, or as students, as learners, you need to develop, okay? Any AI chatbot, we need to give it feedback that will help it cater to our needs. It's not going to get there straight away. And the benefit of this is that I had to really get to grips with my understanding and my learning. So aside from the fact that it's a great tool because it's helping me interact with things that I don't understand, and I can ask questions like I would ask a teacher. I can ask it any questions I want, which is a great function. The fact that I also have to be careful and specific and directive in what I'm asking it is also helping my learning. So there's like two positives here. I'm now going to go to the study function, and it's going to ask me questions, okay? So I'll just, so you can see what it looks like. You can see along the top, this is my progress. And I'm going to click all the answers here that I think are correct, and it's just going to keep talking me through. What I like about this, so obviously this is specific to languages and grammar, and I think this website really works well for helping you understand grammar and understand the theory behind it before you get to the point where you're practicing it. These questions do really make you think about the content. It's not an easy multiple choice. Obviously it's been built that way specifically, and I think that's really good because it's the more you think, the more you're going to learn. And another thing I would say is that I've done this test several times over, and I'm always getting new questions. Sometimes some of the questions are going to be the same, but there's always new questions. So it does a good job of really analysing the content and creating a variety of ways to test your knowledge on that. One thing that this website doesn't do, which I personally would like, is it doesn't tell me what answers I got wrong. So I'm a bit unsure here as to why I've got 14 out of 19. The website creator says this is very similar to Duolingo, and that it is something that in general, when asked, users of the website have not requested or say they don't need. So that may be just specific to me. But I think just worth noting that it's something personally that I would find helpful. Just a useful note on this topic. I spoke to the creator of the website about this, and he told me that the AI is designed in a way that it can identify the topics in the content that you're not super confident with, that you need to improve your knowledge on, and then in subsequent tests it will make sure that those questions are the ones that are prioritized. So even though you're not seeing the answers that you're getting wrong, the AI is making sure that you are reviewing that content more. Thought it would be helpful to show how the questions and the learn functions work when it's not a language-based content. Languages can be quite tricky with this. I did like how it worked with the grammar. I thought it might be more helpful just to see with other topics. So I've gone for a year 7 science topic. Obviously I'm a secondary teacher, so those are the materials that I have access to. I think this would work right the way from secondary school all the way up to university, just so you can see that it does work well with other subject. I'm just gonna go through them. I don't know this content, so I'm not gonna get it right. Let's go with this. Yeah, I think what you can definitely see is that this website works really well with this kind of content where it is facts that you need to know and understand. This is really good for quizzing you on that, possibly more so than the grammar. Although I did like how it worked with the grammar, I think this is what it's built for, is fact-based subjects. If I was learning year 7 biology, I can see how this would help me. Wanted to compare StudyQuick to a free tool like Quizlet. So I've uploaded them, the same PDF as I uploaded to StudyQuick, and this is what I've got. Very similar. It has just, StudyQuick like adapts slightly the notes, whereas this just extracts the text, which is fine. So now this is how I can study. So if I go to the flashcards, I'm actually interested to see how flashcards work here because I'm not sure how they would. Just like the vocabulary here, which is fine. Well, not always. You talk about actions that happen once and then we're over. The predator tense, so getting some definitions here as well, which is good. And then really I can just learn this content in the same way that I would learn anything on Quizlet. The benefit that this has over StudyQuick is that I'm getting the immediate feedback on my answers. However, I actually think that the questions that StudyQuick is generating are making me think a bit more about the content. This definitely takes it at face value, like here's a definition, give me the answer. Whereas the StudyQuick questions were like manipulating the content a little bit more, making me think more carefully about the answers. So I do think that AI is built better for learning than this Quizlet. But then obviously StudyQuick is not a vocab learning tool, and I would still rate Quizlet for that. But I do like the way that StudyQuick is designed to make you think about the content that you are learning. Okay, so that's StudyQuick, a platform that brings AI into your revision in a really useful way. And at €60 per subscription, I think if you have a little bit of money to invest in your studies, then it's definitely worthwhile. Remember, you can also try it for free first, but if you are going to sign up, don't forget to do so using the link in the description. Otherwise, that's it for this week. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think. If there's any other websites you would like me to review, give me a like if you thought this was useful, and subscribe for future content. See you next time.